Comair business rescue practitioners say it's highly unlikely that the airline can ever take to the skies again. In a notice published today, the BRP said the company cannot be rescued after failure to raise the requisite funding to continue with operations. Comair has been in business rescue for the past 2 years after failing to pay billions in debt. For more on this, I'm joined by aviation expert Phutego Mogapele. Very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. Comair has encountered several setbacks, debt being a massive factor. Did we see this coming?
What we see here today, it is a confirmation of what we've been talking about in the past couple of days and weeks, and especially when they were grounded, that this is the beginning and the end of Comair. And what they have done last week, it was the final nail on the coffin of Comair. And the confirmation that we got today, it was really indeed what we have always been saying, that it is finished with Comair. There was no way that they could rise again, especially when you were looking at the manner in which they went about with their business, with the special that were trying to get as much money as possible on those specials, and it couldn't work out for them. So the easiest way for them was to try and say, well, we cease the operation for now, trying to secure more money, but unfortunately, the strategy didn't work out, and today is the final confirmation of what we've always been saying.
We know that Comair's business rescue practitioners have lodged a court application. What will this process entail?
Well, I think what is important that we need to note here is that all the efforts that they have been trying to do, remember the business rescue process, it's really an effort to try and secure as maximum money as possible so that you can have a running business. But, you know, the union has always been trying as much as they can to get the process going as smooth as possible. But it's difficult. The conditions of the environment at the moment in the industry, not everybody believes that aviation will, and I just don't think that even the court process will definitely work out for anybody. I think that's it. We have reached the end of the road.
We have seen the gap in the low-cost airline space being, not stable with the others that have failed. What does it mean for consumers and the aviation industry in its entirety to have this Comair liquidating?
So the LCC market in South Africa, or in Africa to be precise, it has always been the daunting one, challenging for those carriers that are trying to start up and run the smooth operation. The conditions in which we operate in are only favorable to a certain degree, but in terms of the growth, it may not translate to as much as we would want. So what I'm trying to say here is that we are going to see the LCC market emerging. There will be more operators that can come forth. But in terms of translating in real numbers, is going to be a difficult one. So you are going to see them coming in and going, because the conditions in which we are operating in southern tip of Africa, it's different from Europe, it's different from America, because our countries are close to each other, and we are not able to actually go even beyond our countries so that we are able to offer more. So in terms of the local market, we're going to have a limited choices, meaning that the seats are going to be very small number of seats that are going to be available on the airlines. And you would see that some of those seats that are cheaper will be sold much quicker, and then you would be left with those prices that will be slightly more expensive. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the airlines are going to up their prices. It's all the seats that are cheaper getting lesser, and more expensive seats are now going to be available. But I think, those airlines that are operating like your FlySouth Air, your Airlink and SAA should now try and expand on their operations and offer more frequencies in destinations that were operated by Comair. And I think the opportunity is still there. And new operators may also come on board, and let's see how the industry takes us through.
Very well. Thank you so much for weighing in on this discussion. Aviation expert Phutego Mogapele giving us some insight as Comair says the airline has no reasonable prospects of survival.